Rain, rain, go away. Am I fucking right, dude?
Come again another day.
Don't come again another day.
Oh, never come back.
Why do we need rain?
Well, you see the water cycle, it starts with, no,
If you're going to do science and the scientific method right now, I'd rather you don't.
just going to do the water cycle. I don't really
It's
think
like mosquitoes. Do we need them? Yes.
Do we?
Do we?
Is there actually a science reason behind mosquitoes? I don't think there is.
I think spiders eat them, and then other things eat spiders, and that's kind of how it layers down.
Well, I mean, spiders eat plenty of things, so I'm sure they can do without one delicacy. You know what I mean?
A delicacy. Dude, I saw, there's these things in Florida called no-see-ums. They're literally called, do you know what that is?
Yeah, they're up here too.
Really?
Yep. Whenever I'm down the shore, right around when the sun sets, because we're near the bay, they all come out and they will eat you alive. They're like just awful.
They're literally called no-see-ums.
Yeah,
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. Well, you can tell they must have originated in the South if they have a name like that, you know? So no seams and fireflies come around these parts. That's what they do.
Fucking right. Dog done diddy. Anyway, fuck the rain. Horse shit. I'm sick of all week. Well, actually right now it's Thursday. It's not very nice out, but usually nice during the week, rain on the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm done.
You're done?
Yeah, I'm just
you
done.
can't try and find some nice things in the rain, you know?
Actually, I did go to a concert last night that was very angsty in the rain.
Of course.
It was.
Did your mascara run?
I did a little bit. I said, "Please don't hurt me again." And
you know, I like the rain. I like the sound of cars driving over wet rain, like road and stuff like that. Like, it's nice.
Yeah.
But if it rained every day, might be upset, but I like that. It's good.
I do like rain. I think maybe my problem is that we've talked about this. I do like storms, and we haven't had a storm in New York in a long time.
So you're getting edged by the rain. It's a rain edging.
I'm getting edged by a lot of stuff, and the thunder is the leading culprit.
I get it, man. I'm sorry to hear that, though. You'll get through.
Welcome to Who Asked.
Welcome.
This time I did it, Randall. Do you see that?
Nice.
This is Who Asked. This is the show where two crime fighters in the Special Victims Unit stop men from being men on the daily. I'm Mariska Hargitay. That's my partner.
Oh, I don't know a reference to add a name there. Oh, no.
I teed you up like it was baseball.
I am Bruce Wayne. That's the best you're going to get. Sorry.
Elliot Stabler, but
that's what I was going with.
Fine. I did also the actress's name because I couldn't think of Mariska Hargitay's character.
Who is? You still can't think of it?
Fuck. Law and Order, SVU.
Oh.
Olivia Benson.
Okay.
Fuck.
Gotcha.
Oh, I'm gonna get killed by the SVU heads.
Right.
We have a lot to get to, obviously, because this is a podcast that you're listening to. We have What's News, Trivia Tuesday, You Asked, and we also have a mystery segment. But don't worry about it because it's a mystery.
True.
What do you think, Randall? Do you think we're ready to get into this?
I think so. Yeah. I got a fun one that you might like if you want me to go first.
Yeah, talk to me, sister.
So this is almost kind of something we've talked about a little bit, so I don't want to go on it too much, but I think it's important for you to know.
You can go on me too much.
Pope Leo. We're back on Pope. I found out that his grandfather is an immigrant from Sicily, believe it or not. So,
okay, Italian, yeah.
I looked it up, and he's from Milazzo, and that sounded familiar to me. And I was like, why does that sound so familiar? And I put it into Google Earth, and it turns out it is 18 minutes away from where all my family's from and immigrated from, Torregrotta, which is right up the curve on the side of Sicily.
Excuse you, say that again?
I don't want to say it like an American, or else I'll say it Southern, and then that'll be a happy medium. Torregrotta.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I just sent you an image that I want you to look at. That's the difference, and you can put that in there too. That's where the left is where he's from, the right is where all my family, my grandfather's side is from.
So that's like just like a high school apart. Like your great grandpappies probably were like, you would know my girlfriend. She went to the other high school.
I mean, it's not that far back for me. It's just great grandfather, but yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm not that far into American culture yet. I'm still not assimilated. But anyway, so yes, but that's exactly the point. My great grandfather very easily could have shared a beer with the grandfather of the Pope. Therefore, I'm a holy man now, and he's my cousin. So that's what we got.
Okay, so talk to me about what this means to you.
I think I need to find a new meaning for me in the church. What do you think?
Yeah. So there's only a couple meanings I know. One
Okay.
is Jesus.
Right.
One is Pope. One is Bishop. One is priest.
Oh, I see
And
now.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I don't want you to be a priest because I cannot support you if you're a priest
I don't. Yeah, that's fair.
because
Okay.
of what is assumed you'll do.
You're right, and I think that's fair. And I don't think I would want to be a priest, especially not in America. And even this pope, he had the thing where he like moved around some of the guys who got in trouble with some of that stuff. And it
What's
just
the stuff, Randall? Talk to me about the stuff.
they're dipping their hands in the holy water. Let's just say. So, but
Surely.
but
Blood of the youths.
I don't even know if this is in Catholicism anymore or at all. But like there's those churches where the people that like speak, they're like not priests and like they're married and have kids and things, and I think it's just pastor maybe. That might be the normal
I was
name.
just gonna say humans.
Yeah, well they have those. Like I would do that maybe. I mean, I don't think I would enjoy it nearly as much as I think I'm going to, but like,
No,
And you could just be like, I feel like I would go there and end up being like, hey, you don't need this to be a good person. Like, look at all these great lessons in the Bible, but let's also look at these great lessons in the Quran, and then like, don't come back next Sunday. Just be a good guy, And I don't think the Vatican would like that very much.
I don't think the Vatican would like you talking about the way people are good in the Quran. I'll say that right now.
Well, that's for a different podcast episode.
That's
I just see me with like the
Religion Around the World with two not
yeah,
religious men.
Exactly. The donations basket, I just start giving the money back. No, please. Please don't give that to us. We don't need that.
What do you think about those fucking dog shit ass rice cakes that people pretend to like?
The wafers for communion? What are you talking about?
Yeah, are they wafers or they're rice cakes?
They're wafers. They're not rice cakes. There's nothing like it's
To
wafer.
be
Even
clear,
wafers.
last time
putting
I've
it,
done this is about 18 years ago.
Really? Oh, okay. Yeah. No, you're wrong. I mean, they're like barely edible, which is why calling them rice cakes is giving them too much credit. They're like
Well,
they
I would have
taste like
said rice
paper.
cake is better than a wafer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It shouldn't.
Wait,
they're
hold
down.
on. Nope. Flip that.
You think a wafer sounds better than a rice cake?
Yes.
I disagree. Maybe it's because when I hear wafer, I think of the communion, the Eucharist, if you will.
The Eucharist. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I mean,
What was your communion name?
it was, I believe it was Harry after my uncle and my grandfather. So
That's cute.
Yeah,
That's cute.
And that's also middle name, so it works out. I imagine that's where it came from. You never know. Oh, also, I wanted to say his grandfather's name, is the Pope's grandfather's name, Salvatore Giovanni Gaetano Rigatano.
That I didn't know. Unbelievable. Say it again. Salvatore
Yeah, Salvatore Giovanni Gaetano Rigatano.
Rigatano. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna make chicken riggies out of the Pope because
Not the chicken riggies. Oh God. Gaetano, apparently, I mean, I don't think this is true at all, but when I was with the Sicilians, they told me that Gaetano means Harry because they called my grandfather Harry Gaetano. And I don't think it's nearly as much like that, but it's crazy coincidence.
but
never
you
know.
are kind of the Pope,
Yeah,
Randall.
I don't mean to, oversell it, but I could be the Pope is all
Well,
I'm
what?
saying.
He was like, I went to Peru. I did fucking Sicily. You went to Sicily once. That's good enough for me.
True. Okay. I'll let them know. They'll put my name in the running. Just like Conclave all over again.
Yeah, Ray Fiennes. Ray
I
Fiennes.
could be him.
What a stupid name that guy has. I'm sick of
Yeah,
that shit.
that's fine. I think that's the only reason nobody knew that he played Voldemort because people saw the name and just went, no, he can't be famous. The end. But despite our efforts, he's been pretty good.
Yeah, he played the chef in
The Menu.
the menu. I was gonna say the chef.
Right, yeah. And he's been in a lot of good stuff. Grand Budapest Hotel. Fantastic.
I mean, he's a great actor. Apparently, not a very good guy.
Oh, yeah? Maybe he's a method actor, and because he plays a lot of dickheads, so, it could just be that.
Yeah, I love being a dickhead to everyone. So, this is news for me.
Yes.
I had a deeply political one, but then I changed it.
Just now?
A couple hours ago.
Okay. What do you got?
Okay, so this is news. I don't know if you've heard this. Big news. I'm going to have to share my screen with you, so bear with me a moment. But, This is a crazy little guy. Where's my share screen? Do you know who like Benson Boone is? And do you remember the fucking guy that MAGA became obsessed with? The rich men come from Richmond or whatever.
Oh yeah, I remember that guy.
Richmond. Okay,
Hold on, I have a loose thread that I'm holding on to before you go further. Benson Boone, 10 minutes ago, before the show, I saw some Instagram reel about that guy, and everybody in the comments was like, "Oh, Benson Boone XYZ," and I don't know why, but I hope it's the story you're about to tell me. So that's how close I am. Okay, great.
But at least I don't think so. So there's another one of these fucking weirdos.
Gotcha.
Can you see my screen, Randall?
Yeah, oh, yes, I can.
If this is a work call, can you see my screen? Can
yes.
you see my screen? I really hope this plays. So I'm just going to play you this. This has been going viral.
Oh, what is the name? Sorry, that looks like a perfect grifter name.
Brendan Abernathy.
Love it. Go ahead.
So a lot of people might know what this is, but I'm just going to play it for you and then we'll talk about it.
No sound.
No sound?
No sound.
Fuck.
Just like with me.
Ready, Randall?
Married in a year in the suburb with a kid on the way in 3. Convincing yourself you're living the American dream. And I'll be dancing on the kid who got it all wrong. Convincing myself one day I'll write love songs.
Does that have 1 million likes? Oh no.
So, okay.
Oh, not again.
So
Just like the Walmart yodeler all over again.
Yes, it's exactly. He's just kind of trying to be the Walmart yodeler and that fucking ginger fuck MAGA weirdo that also I think was a Democrat, but they loved him because he called DC rich, and then Republicans, whatever. Okay.
Right. South of Richmond, right? That was that guy's song?
Yes.
Something like that? Yeah, okay.
So this guy's going a little viral right now. I didn't know it got up to 1 million likes.
That's crazy. Insane.
He, first of all, he's singing in this little crowd in a whatever.
Sure.
In no shoes, just socks. And he gets up onto his little tippy toes. He goes, "You'll be married in the summer." Right up on his tippy toes.
I hate that that's news, but it is. With 1 million likes, it has to be news because that guy's going to be performing at the RNC next year. Like any event that matters, he'll be there.
I think he's Southern Baptist rock.
Oh, God. I didn't think anything could make it hurt more, but that did.
And then someone commented and said, "I blame Benson Boone for this." And it was like, there was the tie-in.
Okay.
If you didn't know, I'm going to read you the lyrics again that this guy's saying.
I think I got them, but I think I also might have already repressed them, so please.
Right. He's like so close. So close. "You'll be married in a year in the suburbs with a kid on the way in 3. Convincing yourself you're living the American dream. And I'll be dancing out in California. The kid who got it all wrong. Convincing myself one day I'll write a love song." So pretty unique lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I left little town Southern Alabama for California, and also I love you still, idiot.
And you're an idiot for having a normal life. Yeah. I mean, that's just it though, right? Like it's the anti-culture warriors. That's what they are. And you know, the other thing is like most people just live normally, suburb, city, or out where they are, and they don't complain about it. But like there's this like, I don't know what the word is, like vigilante feeling of them being like, I don't live with the rest of society. I live on my own. Even though they're still 4 minutes from a Walgreens, so they can still get everything they need. But they like, there's this folk band that randomly showed up on something, but they, I forget what they're called, so I can't even shout them out. But they put out a song recently called More Cowboy Than You, and it's like them going, I'm more cowboy than you, and they make fun of all the like Southern people who like to, you know, put on the cowboy boots and pretend that they're like real Southerners when they, you know, they're still paid to, you know, they go to Bama on daddy's dime and then, you know, become some accountant somewhere afterwards. So it's, you know, people living like they want.
But it's like, what is this fucking Kid Rock, Post Malone clone trying to do.
But also, like, at least the Yodel kid, he knew how to yodel. And, like, the South of Richmond guy, he had, like, that folk, like, Willie Nelson-ish voice. This guy just sucks. He's awful.
Oh, he's so bad.
Like, he sounds like the guy that you wish didn't take up a single slot at the talent show, you know? Like, he walks out with his guitar and sings a 7-minute song, and it's like, God, I wish we could do anything, but it's the high school talent show, so sorry, we can't.
It's almost stomp clap that, like, 2015 Randall could have been into this, though.
But it's not stomp clap, because there's
not really.
There's no stomping, there's no clapping, and it's just him playing 3 chords and pretending
to be fair,
to
it's
sing
the acoustic version. You don't know the real version.
When he gets the record deal backed by, you know,
backed
by My Pillow, then all of a sudden, the My Pillow record company, then it'll be over.
I bet My Pillow does have a record company.
Yeah, whatever. I'm sure they do. Who knows? Oh God.
Okay, so that's my news of the week. This fucking dork Brendan Abernathy.
I hope I never hear his name again.
You will.
Damn.
It's bad. So it is time for our first ever ad break, Randall.
Oh.
Yes, we are brought to you by something this episode. So I just sent you the ad script. When you're ready, you let me know, and we'll cut here, and we'll come back, and we'll do some ad reads before we, get back into the show.
Sure.
We appreciate all the listeners for bringing us to this point where we can monetize this thing.
Oh, what a smooth ad read this is. I need access.
Oh, fuck. Okay, you have access now.
Request sent. Refreshing.
Yeah, let's do this ad read. I'm excited to make some cash, so...
This podcast is brought to you by Yolk's Daddy's Eggs, the only eggs that come from Daddy.
Eggs don't come from daddies. They come from mommies.
I'll show you Daddy's eggs. You ever bite into an egg and hear it growl at you? Because I sure did. And then I blacked out and woke up with a mustache I didn't have before. Talk to me about mommy now.
I'm still right about the mommy thing.
Yolk Daddies doesn't do free range. They do freedom range. Raised right here in Nebraska, America. Land of the free, home of the hen.
So now you're agreeing the female hens are actually laying the eggs.
These hens aren't cooped up. They're shooting up. Not schools, but steroids. We only do extra large eggs here at Yolk Daddies.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Thanks. I scrolled down too far. I went to the Yolk Daddy farm. I looked at one of those. Those young'uns out there today, he nodded, scowling toward me like we had beef.
Did you have beef?
I had beef in my hand. I threw some to him raw. So we did have beef. He scarfed it down in one go. That's the Yolk Daddy difference. Look, those eggs are double yolked, hyper-fertilized, and clinically unsafe in most countries. But in the good old US of A, we call clinically unsafe breakfast.
I'm hyper-fertilized too. Could that be because of the Yolk Daddy's eggs they sent me?
Gross.
That's where you draw the line?
So if you're still buying eggs from some hippie in a denim apron at the farmer's market, knock it off. Grow up. Grab a dozen Yolk Daddies. Better grab an extra dozen. And punch your inner child in the throat.
Jesus Christ.
Go to yolkdaddy.eggs and use code DADDYCRACKED for 10% off and a coupon for emergency testosterone replacement therapy. Yolk Daddy's Eggs.
Get yoked
or get clucked. Eggs? It's an egg ad read? You couldn't come up with anything better than eggs?
Okay, here's the thing. I just put into ChatGPT. I was like, "Can you come up with a lightly crass product for a fake ad read for a podcast?"
Oh,
and
Jesus.
It gave me. It was like, "How about Yolk Daddy's eggs?"
Yeah, you would never turn that down. I know you. You would never.
No, I said there was like a bunch of other shit options. Like,
oh God,
who cares? But yeah, I really liked that one, and so I kind of went hard on America born and bred eggs.
Oh my God. Yeah. Great. Fantastic.
What did you think about that? Would you buy Yolk Daddy's eggs?
Oh, no, definitely not. No, I don't think
I would. This is an ad read, so you have to say yes.
Yes, and I would love the money that they send us. But no, but also, I don't think I've ever heard a podcast for like a food. Like, why would you ever advertise?
Little Spoon.
No, but like, sure, just things you can get delivered that are like never, go bad. But eggs at the whatever.
Well, Randall, I mean, eggs are,
$15
Daddy
right
Donald
now.
said,
Yeah,
we have to bring the price down of eggs, so that's where Yolk
Right.
Daddy's eggs come in.
I see. Okay, now you
It's
got me.
it's farm fresh
Oh.
egg advertising.
Ah,
I
good.
noticed you got a little bit of a hiccup at Extra Dozen.
I just thought I should add in a little extra je ne sais quoi, if you will, to that.
Does that mean, do you want to sleep with me? Oh no, that's voulez-vous coucher avec moi.
You pulled that out way too fast. Anyway,
You've
you've never been to France.
I know two phrases. One is voulez-vous coucher avec moi, and the other one is je ne sais quoi, but I don't know what je ne sais quoi means.
I thought you were going to say omelette du fromage. That's what all the millennials say. But
Oh, no, the only other thing I say in French is je m'appelle Pomme.
your name's Pom?
My name is Apple.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. So,
It's like the donde está la biblioteca. It's like intentionally wrong, or well, I guess that's not even wrong, but who knows? That's fair. In case it wasn't clear, we have not actually been sponsored, despite that beautiful ad read. Maybe that'll be a good ad for our ad reads, huh?
what I think is important for our ads is that we don't let the company just
Right.
tell us what we can or should do. We
Big
need to be
Yolk.
ourselves because we're Big Yolk.
Never mind. That's not interesting. I was going to say it. No, I'm going to say it anyway now. I got 3 double yolks in 1 egg carton recently.
Randall, that is, hold on, incredibly interesting.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
But I get like a bunch of them, so I don't think it's like that. I'd say one
this
every couple
script
months.
was a joke. Are you buying some fucking steroid ass
I
eggs?
I buy organic eggs. Does that count as? That's the opposite, isn't it?
It should be, but why are there so many double yolks?
I don't know. I thought I bought a double yolk package, but I don't think that's a thing.
There is not a thing as double yolk. No, I can count on one finger the amount of double yolks I've had in my entire life.
I've lost
cracking an egg.
count. No, I've definitely lost count.
What?
Yeah, I get
Whose
them
fault
often.
is this?
I don't know. Jersey eggs. You know whose fault it's not? Yolk Daddy's eggs.
Yolk Daddy's eggs.
We're moving on.
We're moving on to our next ad read. So this mystery segment is basically ad reads. I wrote Randall a couple. If you guys are lucky, I'll read a secret one that I sent him earlier that was
God.
NSFW, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to share my screen again because we are going to do in a style. Well, Randall, do you want me to go first or do you want you to go first?
Well, I just did most of that one, right? So maybe you should go first.
Okay, so I'm going to spin.
I think each of us gets 1 free respin if it's something we don't know. What do you think?
Oh, Rum Tum Timmy.
I take it back. I don't think that we should get things.
Rum Tum Timmy. Here we
right.
go.
We'll be right back after a quick ad read from Aiden Russo.
I'm Rum Tum Timmy. This episode is sponsored by Nile, the anything company. The streets say Nile delivers everything, and they're right. Canned beans, used toothbrushes, diapers in adult sizes. You think it, Nile ships it. Sometimes before you even say it out loud. I once muttered, I need a light into an empty room. 15 minutes later, a drone dropped through a Zippo through my skylight and said, "Here you go, honey," in a gravelly, cigarette-laden voice. Then it gave me the cigarette. Nile doesn't just deliver what you want. They deliver what you will want, what you should want, what you didn't know you needed until it was gently placed on your welcome mat with a little note that just says, "We know." You want a book on interrogation tactics, 16 pounds of raw honey, and a perfectly legal clone of your enemy's childhood dog? Nile. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, whether you're on a list, off the grid, or deep in the mines where the signal don't reach. Nile's already routed the package, already printed the label, already decided your fate. So go ahead, place your order, or don't. Either way, the box will be there by morning. Use code Forget You Ordered This for 15% off for your first box and a complimentary stare from a man who's seen too much.
Oh my God. Thank you, Nile, for sponsoring this episode. We look forward to you sponsoring us again.
To you.
Oh my God. That's Rum Tum Timmy, huh?
That was Rum Tum Timmy. That was my Rum Tum Timmy.
Great. Well, hopefully you never see mine.
I actually really do want to see yours, but the wheel is said what it said.
True. As the
There's
wheel
no-
speaks. All right. All right.
There's no Rum Tum
Let me
Timmy.
get a spin on
All
this
right,
wheel
let's
here,
bring
huh?
up the share again screen.
Jesus.
Wheel of names. Here we go. We have Christopher Walken. We have Mormon. We have British guy. We have Alabama never left home after college. We have Jay Baruchel. We have Valley Girl. We have Mad at the Receptionist, but isn't her fault. And we're going to spin. Oh, my God. It's a British guy. Yes. Yes,
All right.
Randall.
Oh, God, you the audience, the clap there?
Yeah, there's some clapping.
All right. Well, I have to get into my British accent just okay.
No, you can't just do Bulwark.
Why not? I should be able
You
to do
can't just do
I
Bulwark.
can't do it. That is my British accent. I can't do it.
I know, but it's too, like...
All right, I can try another one. I can
Can
try
you do
like
something a little Cockney?
that is as Cockney as you're gonna get.
Yeah,
Maybe
all
I
right.
can do like a middle of the road one, like a National Geographic
David Attenborough?
David Attenborough. Yeah, I think that's good for a product named Nile. So, all right, set me up, would you?
So, thank you for listening to What's News. We're actually going to go into an ad break right now. We'll see you on the other side.
This episode is sponsored by Nile, the anything company. The streets say Nile delivers everything, and they're right. Canned beans, used toothbrushes, diapers in adult sizes. You think it, Nile ships it. Sometimes before you even say it out loud. I once muttered, thank you. I once muttered, I need a light into an empty room. 15 minutes later, a drone dropped a zipper through my skylight and said, here you go, honey, in a gravelly cigarette-laden voice. Then it gave me a cigarette. Nile doesn't just deliver what you want. They deliver what you will want, what you should want, what you didn't know you needed until it was gently placed on your welcome mat with a little note that just says, we know. You want a book on interrogation tactics? 16 pounds of... Stop.
What?
You messed me up. 16 pounds of raw honey? A perfectly legal clone of your enemy's childhood dog? Nile. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, whether you're on a list, off the grid, or deep in the mines where the signal don't reach. Nile's on... Sir Attenborough would never say that.
I know, but
Nile's already routed the package, already printed the label, already decided your fate. So go ahead, place your order, or don't. Either way, the box will be there by morning. Use code Forget You Ordered This for 15% off your first box and a complimentary stare from a man who's seen too much. The end. That's your best British, I guess.
that was, frankly, a really good Attenborough.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
A really, really well done. Really incredible. I actually would have bought that product.
Nice. All it takes is, a documentary over thing. Oh, God. What's going on in the... Uh-oh. It's happening.
Should I read it?
Spin that wheel.
Spin the wheel. We got one more ad read.
No
I don't...
do-overs.
Fuck. Oh, this is perfect.
All right, Mormon. Here you go. All right.
Okay.
Just before we get to the end of our show, before we get to some Trivia Tuesday and You Asked, we are going to do one more ad read from our podcast's own Aiden Russo. Take it away.
This podcast is brought to you by HareChew, the first chewable pill for men that isn't a fable, it's a lifestyle. Fellas, we've all been there. You're amped up, you're ready, you're enthusiastic. Too enthusiastic. You sprint out of the gate like a caffeinated rabbit. We don't do that here. We don't do caffeine here. And bam, Emerald Lagasse, it's over. Enter the tortoise. Slow and steady wins the race. Don't blow your load. Pop a HareChew. Embrace your inner tortoise. And finish the race like a gentleman that doesn't need to think about. And that's a deep drive by Castellanos in the left field. And his dead puppy to lower his heart rate. Head to HareChew.com and enter the promo code WhoAsked for 15% off your first order, but only your first because we know you're going to be back. HareChew, fast to start, never to finish. Embrace your inner tortoise.
Wow. Hims is going to hire you tomorrow. The second this comes out, you're their new spokesperson. Only if you do the Mormon voice, though.
Was that a Mormon-y?
I think it was. I think you could have been a little bit more welcoming. It was a little sexy, and as we all know, Mormons aren't very sexy. But also, it's the product you're selling. So
Mormon, fucking the Hulu show, Mormon Wives or whatever.
yeah,
Have
true.
you seen that?
That's fair. I think if you added in a bit about how much longer you can soak with your partner, then it would have been a better read. You know what I mean?
That is, yeah. I mean, I couldn't think of that on the fly, and that's my bad. That's not an improv yes and. That was a but
Sure.
no.
But no, right, of
Yeah,
course.
I fucked that up.
Well, you had a script,
So ultimately, I think what this was for our potential advertisers.
Right, yes.
This was our welcome gift. I feel like I can say it was a gift to advertisers to say, here's what you're missing, Randall.
And you know what? Every time we read one of your ads, we're going to spin the wheel. So
We're gonna spin the wheel.
if that kind of fun advertising is what you might want, then, come on over.
That is a fucking promise.
You can add your own stuff to the wheel, too. Don't forget that.
Yes. And if you don't want Key West Dad, you better pay us more.
True.
Because
Or whatever the other terrible ones that were on there.
nothing good. Nothing good can come out of the Florida Man one where racism was not excluded.
That's a good point. We're not crossing that bridge.
That was a step too far. Well, I
Okay.
think that
Wraps up
now-
our segment, yeah?
That wraps up our segment. It is Trivia Tuesday. Randall, what
Ooh,
day is it?
okay. It is Thursday. Yes, there we go.
So Trivia Tuesday it is. Why don't you start us off? It's 3-2.
Really? Okay.
It is 3-2 because Randall, I fed him an oyster last time. He gulped it down with hot sauce and garlic.
Oh, no. Come on. Gross.
What?
Get real.
Isn't that what you do with oysters?
I mean, you can, but just the oyster and the cocktail sauce, that's fine. You don't need to go
Just
all the
oyster
fancy
cocktail
stuff.
sauce.
Sure, yeah.
I don't like boogers in my throat, so
Well, that's okay. You just do it anyway. You'll be fine.
okay, fine.
Okay, I'll go first. Sure, why not? And this could be an oyster for you to slurp down as well, because we might have talked about this, but I wanted to read this question, so we're doing it anyway. At the initial showing of A New Hope on May 25th, 1977, a prominent member of the cast/crew was concerned that people would be upset about a continuity error in the movie. They noticed that in the scene after they got out of the trash compactor, juices and liquid and water, their hair was no longer wet. This cast/crew member had said, shouldn't the hair be all wet and matted? And then a second person turned to them and said, it ain't that kind of movie. Who was that second person, who was also a cast/crew member? So this is for the second person. The person who said, it ain't that kind of movie. Is it A, George Lucas, B, Mark Hamill, C, Carrie Fisher, or D, Harrison Ford?
Harrison Ford. I knew you were going to say Harrison Ford. I think Harrison Ford was the wet person. I think Carrie Fisher was the one that said it ain't that kind of movie to Harrison Ford. Final answer, don't talk to me about it.
Well, that is technically incorrect, but that... I mean, the way you said it, I'm going to give it to you because the answer was who is the second person, which is Harrison Ford. That's correct. But the first person was Mark Hamill, that he said he was the one. So Carrie Fisher was never involved.
Oh, well, then I don't get it. No, I don't get it.
I mean, I'll leave that to you.
I'm not going to do that because I'm a good guy.
Okay.
Harrison Ford said that to Mark Hamill.
Yes. Yeah. He said, he turned around in his whiny little young Mark Hamill voice, said, well,
right.
My hair, it should be all wet and matted. How come people are going to be looking at it? And then Harrison Ford said, hey, it ain't that kind of movie, kid.
That actually makes a lot more sense.
He continued on and said, if people are looking at your hair, we're all in big trouble. So that was the end of that. Because none of them thought the movie was going to do anything. So fun stuff. All right.
Yeah. Carrie Fisher, R.I.P. to my day one, A1 day one.
If I say strangled in the pale moonlight by her bra, does that mean anything to you?
Hot.
No,
Sexy.
no, it's not.
I really like that. Hot.
So she wrote in her memoir that when she was filming Star Wars, she asked George Lucas how come she doesn't have a bra on under her dress. And George Lucas responded, there are no bras in space.
George Lucas. Horny as fuck.
So in her memoir, she also wrote, whenever people talk about my death, I want people to say I was strangled in the pale moonlight by my own bra. And there you go. So now you know that lore too. That
No,
could have been
Carrie
a question.
That could have been a question.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher, Queen, George Lucas, fucking pervert.
Right. Absolutely perfect.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad we got there.
All right. Let's hear your question. What do you got?
My question. Can you name the 4 teams in the NBA Conference Finals? So, follow me. I do have multiple
I was going to
choice.
say you have 4-4. Okay. Sure.
Thunder versus Wolves, Celtics versus Knicks. That's A. B. Thunder versus Nuggets, Knicks versus Pacers. C. Thunder versus Wolves, Knicks versus Pacers. D. Wolves versus Nuggets, Pacers versus Celtics. I know that was a
Okay.
lot.
No, I think I got it. The problem is I only know one matchup.
Okay.
But I think that
I
gives
thought
me
you
the
were
answer.
going to say one team.
No. I think that gives me the answer because I
Okay.
know one matchup. I don't know if that does, but I'm going to go with the gut instinct and say A.
Thunder versus Wolves, Celtics versus Knicks. What matchup do you think you knew?
Celtics versus Knicks.
That's not the right one. Damn. Thunder versus Wolves, correct. It is,
Wait, that's hilarious.
yeah, Celtics versus Knicks was last round. It is now Pacers versus
Oh.
Knicks. Actually, let's get a live update because right now at May 29th, 9:50, as we record this, the Knicks and Pacers are in Game 5. The Knicks are up by 20, but they are down in the series 3-1. So that's really tough. I'm not super
Hey,
stoked
that
about
happens.
that. Thunder won the series last night against the Wolves. They smoked their fucking ass in 5.
Sure.
The Knicks do not look good.
I've heard.
So that's not good, but you got it wrong.
Yeah, that's a shame. That's one. I think I should have got that one. Very few of these I'm ever like, yeah, that's something I maybe should have picked up on. Just like society. Nah, I don't care that much. Okay, I'm out.
No, actually,
I'm not
go
gonna
on a societal tangent.
No. I was just saying things that I maybe should know if I pay attention to culture, but like NBA's barely culture at this point, so I'm past
Whoa,
it.
whoa.
What?
NBA is culture. You're not for the culture.
College basketball is more culture than the NBA is, so, and I don't know that
mean,
either.
listen, I'm a college basketball fan. I don't think that's true.
Really? You think more people enjoy the NBA than enjoy March Madness?
Yes.
You don't seem convinced in your own take.
I think March Madness probably has more overall viewers, but like the finals have more viewers.
Than
The NBA
any
finals.
of the. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, which makes sense, but let me go to the fucking Nielsen ratings.
The numbers? Oh, the actual ratings.
NCAA versus NBA. In the 2025 season, March Madness experienced a surge, averaging 9.4 million viewers per game in the run of 32. Meanwhile, the NBA playoffs on ESPN platforms averaged 4.9 million viewers through the conference semifinals. So you're right,
Look at
Randall.
that.
May I think you're right.
Look at that. There you go.
I think you're fucking right.
I think
would
so,
expect
too.
the NBA finals to be a little higher, but honestly, the NCAA tournament is the best playoff sport in the world.
I think in the world is a big thing. I don't know. People like soccer.
People like soccer.
You're going to
And
get a lot of pushback from our European listeners, but I agree with you. I'll say that much.
Champions League probably dwarfs it, but NCAA tournament is so unbelievable. The only other thing that I think comes close in the U.S.
Super Bowl?
is Stanley Cup playoffs.
Really? I don't know. I think more
From a
people end up
playoff-
watching.
from an actual
No,
like,
but it's
playoffs
definitely the
perspective.
Super Bowl. It's definitely the Super Bowl because it's one game. That's why it's always going to be better.
No, I'm
That's-
not saying like ratings. I'm just saying like fun.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's fair. Sure. I can't, I can't gauge fun. That's individual. But do you remember what, because the Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl that just happened, it took the spot.
Who
as
won
the
that?
Eagles. Yeah, that's a point. Remember, they took the spot of the most watched and the most televised and watched thing of
That's
all
true.
time. Do you remember
That's
what
true.
it beat out?
What is Eagles
what is-
Chiefs Super Bowl?
No. What is now number 2 most televised or most watched televised event of all time? It is
American
now.
Idol season 2 final.
No, it's ridiculous. Actually, when I say it out loud, I don't know if
Friends
you're gonna believe
season
it.
finale.
You're thinking way too small. I'm talking the most, think
In
like,
the U.S.
in the world.
Oh, the Queen death?
No. You give up?
Yeah.
The moon landing.
Well, that's not real, so...
Well, yeah, but they still beat it out. Originally, the moon landing was #1 most watched thing ever, and then somehow the Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl beat that. So that's a crazy stat.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm. So
That's cool. I like that.
Me too. That's a good thing as an Eagles fan.
Fucking go Birds.
Go Birds.
Okay, so I posted on Instagram questions for the pod.
'Kay.
Because, I might just sprinkle that in for You Asked.
I like that.
thought we were getting no responses.
Oh.
Turns out it just wasn't notifying me at all. So I actually have some questions here that I haven't even seen
Ooh, I like that. Nice.
from our listeners. And the first one is from @NickPennard on Instagram. Bully him online. Pump gas or have someone pump for you with that weird cum face emoji.
Oh, yeah, the woozy face or whatever.
Yeah.
Pump your own gas. I know that's going to sound, ooh, Jersey boy, whatever. I hate waiting for people. And it's technically illegal, but if you get out and start pumping the gas, they get so mad. And, one of our
It's
best...
illegal?
Yeah.
In Jersey?
You're not allowed to get out. And they'll come over and be like, oh, excuse me, sir, I got it for you, I got it. And it's insane. And it's I've been waiting here for 30 seconds. Somebody should have been over here by now. That's your job. But I don't care. You don't have to do it. I'll get out and do it myself. It's no problem. It's annoying.
Listen, I don't need to create that many jobs. I can eliminate you.
Look, I do think it's a great idea, and more states should have it just because it's a job thing. But it shouldn't be a problem if I do it myself to alleviate them of their job. And they cite it as a safety thing. No, they shouldn't be pumping their own gas. 49 other states do it.
Every other state.
Actually, I think it's 48. I think there's one other state.
Oregon?
That does it.
Is it Oregon?
I don't remember, but there's another state that also does it. But that's my only problem with it, is it shouldn't be a problem if I get out and do it myself. So that's why I say pump your own.
Yeah, of course. I mean, of course it's pump your own.
Of course, yeah.
What do we do? Jersey needs to fix itself. Chris Christie did this.
That's a long time ago. We have excommunicated him. He's no longer part of the church, of the state. So... Look, you're going to be driving here in Jersey in a month. So what's going to happen?
I know.
You should test it. You should get out and pump your own gas, and then
I feel like I'm going to get shot.
No. But now it's perfect. Because you can be like, oh, sorry, I'm from New York. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'll put on my. What is that called? The Kegel? No.
No, that is not.
You know what I'm talking about?
No. Well, I know what a Kegel is, and it's not that.
No. What if I look up Kegel hat?
Ooh, make sure you're not streaming. We're going to get banned.
What is that called? Like that Irish stupid fucking hat? Kugel?
Like the one that the leprechaun wears?
No. Irish dumb hat.
Oh, like a newsboy hat. No?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, now I know what you mean. I don't know the name of it.
Herringbone cap. Okay. I guess I thought there was one, it was called like a whatever.
You're getting
I'm too
dangerously
stupid.
close to some other words.
Easy. I gave you Kegel.
I don't know what it's called. Either way, yeah, sure. Add that to there, and then you're fine. And then they'll be like, no, you can't do that here, sir. They'd be like,
I put sausage, pork, and veal in my meatballs. You can't tell me what to do.
I was just going to say, you could say, I do this every day. I've already done this 2 times today. And then, you keep doing it. It'll be great. So test it out, and we'll come back.
Okay.
Good question, though. Good question.
All right.
At Nick Bernard.
Another question from Derek. That's my guy. Is angel hair pasta overrated or underrated?
Oh, I may have to remove myself because of bias.
That's actually not the point of the podcast.
Oh,
you
okay.
actually you can't do that.
Oh, damn. Well, that is my favorite kind of pasta. So
really
underrated.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I've always liked that much. I don't know why. It's just, I think you can get so much when
you get so much gluten.
Yeah, you get the most bang for your buck. That's the fork spin. And it's easiest to twirl with your fork and get that way.
Kels is going to freak out.
She doesn't like angel hair?
No, she loves angel hair.
Oh, nice. Well,
and I always make fun of her. I'm like, can we just get fucking bucatini? Like
No,
some
of course
real
not.
pasta?
No, see, that goes to show that you have good taste in people. So, and we have good taste in pasta.
No, I think I have bad taste in the two of you.
Are you kidding?
And good taste.
What?
Yeah.
So you think angel hair is overrated? You think it's put on a pedestal? That's what the question is. Overrated
I
or
want to be
underrated?
clear. I like angel hair.
Okay.
I think it's rated. And
Correctly or incorrectly? That's what the question is.
potentially underrated.
Yeah.
But it should not be your favorite pasta.
I don't think it should. What do you mean should?
No, shouldn't. Well, no, I can say that.
Why? What pasta authority do you have? You the pasta police?
Italy.
Oh, okay. Then what's the problem with that? What's the best pasta then? Name 3 better pastas.
Cavatelli, tagliatelle, fettuccine.
Oh, come on. Fettuccine is the American man's
Pappardelle.
pasta. Okay, that's fine. But don't put fettuccine
Rotini.
on that list. Okay, you're just saying ones that you remember now.
No, Cavatelli is number 1.
No.
Okay.
I'm surprised you,
know
didn't
what?
say rigatoni is your favorite, you 5-year-old. My God.
I didn't. So what's the problem?
Talk about overrated pasta. It's rigatoni.
Rigatoni, 100% agree, Randall.
It falls apart every time you do it. There's no good dish that makes it good, like that holds it. It doesn't exist.
Stop with the rigatoni shit.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad we could come to that to agree on that much.
Yeah. The better one is where it's like that thicker elbow where the sauce gets inside of that little elbow, and then when you bite into it, it squirts right into your throat.
That's I never even realized that's why like gnocchi have the little things on them. It's just to hold the sauce. Sure.
Hold the sauce. That's why you ridge cavatelli. Okay. I have another one.
Okay.
Next one again from Derek. Shout out, my guy. Best hot dog toppings. And why is Creed multiplied by beers, multiplied by the boys, multiplied by hot dogs the most electric time you could ever have?
Hold me down and hot dog first, and then we'll go to the second part. What was the best thing to put on a hot dog, or what? Like my favorite thing, or the objective?
Best hot dog toppings.
I think mustard. Plain mustard is probably the best hot dog. For me, mustard and relish, but I think mustard on a dog, the end, is the objective best hot dog.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a spicy brown guy if I could, but regular mustard all the time. I'm not a relish guy, not a pickle guy. So, I'm not going to judge you for that, Randall. I'm not going to.
And I'm not going to get mad that you don't like pickles because that's a whole other.
But
thing.
You know what I will get mad at?
Ketchup. To quote Anthony Bourdain and Barack Obama, ketchup on a hot dog, am I 5? No, of course not.
And guess what? You know what I did like when I was 5?
Ketchup?
Ketchup on a hot dog.
Yeah.
And then I fucking had one mustard seed and I said, what am I? 5?
I'm ready for the spice of life. That's what you said.
Jesus
You were so
fucking
right.
Christ.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And listen, we have friends that are going to listen to this and say, I put ketchup on my hot dog, and I will say this. I'd rather not be your friend.
Yeah.
I'd actually rather end the friendship now.
Unfollow. We're done. Wow.
Be gone.
Goodbye. Well, there is something worse than ketchup on a hot dog. We've discussed it. Well, oh my. You're going to have to bleep that, and you know it.
Yeah, no, that one's gone. that one can't stay.
Are you kidding? We're talking about hot dogs.
No, do you know the video?
Yes. What's worse than a rapist, a child? I know the joke, but my God. Anyway, what's worse than you've downplayed it. I was just going to say a Chicago-style hot dog. It doesn't really hit as much.
Agree. Actually, I'd rather put what I said free in the streets than someone that prefers a Chicago-style hot dog.
Yeah, there you go.
People that like Chicago-style hot dogs with those peppers, tomatoes, pickles, onions, all that
the
shit.
nonsense on there. Yeah.
Death row. It's the first time I've really wanted the death penalty to be here.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I mean, people in Chicago, you'll find enough, and then it'll be a better city. So
hey, people in Chicago, stitch this with your stupid fucking hot dog, and then go to jail and turn yourself in.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's a good call to action there. That was pretty nice.
Hey,
well done. We got it. What was the Creed part?
Show.
Oh, okay.
No, that's
just
our show.
Just overlay Creed on this part and then see if we get sued or copyrighted,
We will. Actually, this got demonetized the second I brought up the Pope doing whatever.
I thought you were going to Say the thing you had to bleep.
No, I knew you thought I would.
Yep, pretty good.
Randall,
Aiden,
thanks for doing this again, man.
hey, same to you.
You got anything to plug?
Just you. That's about it.
Oh, fuck. Jesus, man.
Like, call me Jim Henson. All right, that's all I got.
Oh, God. He's stuffing his... Please follow us on TikTok, Instagram at whoasked. Send your questions to pod.whoasked@gmail.com. Follow us on the YouTube, subscribe, do all that stuff. Please share, like. I always say it. Tell your mama, tell your papa, tell your Grammy, tell your poppies.
I'm still waiting for that, like, one truly unhinged question that we probably won't even be able to answer.
If you have gotten to this point in the podcast, that means you are either a friend or fucked in the head. Send us something nasty. What is wrong with you?
I just need
What
to be
is wrong with
nasty.
you?
Okay. You know what? Yeah, follow
Isn't
his
that what you
instruction.
just said?
I didn't mean it. Yeah, but you had the, like, nasty. Like, you, the same way you read the Mormon ad. It was a little too sexy. So I don't want that kind of nasty. That's not
No,
what
it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be girthy like that.
Stop using adjectives. You're done.
Yeah, I got to work on the adjective thing.
Episode's over.
Episode's over. See you guys.
Bye.